Good morning,
So,
Luciana.
good morning, Ilona. So happy to see you again, to be able to reflect with you together. Such a lovely opportunity. And thank you for opening that space for reaching out and yeah. So what
Well, it's wonderful to be with you, as always.
we did few, I think we did two videos when we were reflecting we were reflecting on one another's stories, so to speak, or way or path. And in today's video, your idea is to reflect on expectations, right?
Right? Yes. Yes. And I wanted to make this video as a help for people that are seeking, because expectations is one of the two biggest challenges and obstacles to find what you're looking for, which is being comfortable, being at ease, being at peace, feeling light. Right? But these expectations, in a way. So we have this list on Liberation Unleashed website. And we say Liberation Unleashed is not this and it's not that. And we ask people to read that before starting a guided conversation. And I'm sure people read that, but not everyone takes it deeply to heart, because there is that resistance of losing these precious expectations. So my invitation to Luciana today, and to whoever is watching, to examine expectations closer and see what you have, what is lurking in the background, and yeah, clear them out, stay in the way.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, I can share that very often when I am guiding someone, it doesn't matter if it is in a writing dialogue in Liberation Unleashed or in video chat, and this is the first thing with which we start, so to speak. But I have noticed that it doesn't matter that we pay attention or we took a closer look. Somehow during the dialogue, during the guidance, after 2-3 weeks or month or 2 months, still something is coming back, still.
Yeah. And the other word for expectations is this word hope. Why to seek in the first place? Yeah. This hope to change yourself or reality, to change so that you would feel comfortable.
Yeah, this
so
is
hope, expectations, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Hope for a better future, for a better life.
Yes.
Which of course is so innocent. I mean, so innocent. We all want that. It's just it's not like that in reality. I mean, seeing through separate self or seeing through the illusion of separation doesn't mean that life just like that it will become better, fulfilled, or whatever. There are so many things which need looking.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, we get all these expectations about life in childhood from fairy tales.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's always a fairy tale which ends in a happy ever after. Whatever is going on in the story, and then they live happy ever after. So we all kind of hooked on that idea subconsciously and innocently that there is this happy ever after. And the struggle is to get there.
And once I get there, wow, there will be no negative emotions, no unpleasant experiences. There will be only love, laughter, joy. Of course, there will be love, laughter, and joy. But everything else is also here. And I love the way you put it, that it's not freedom from, it's with. This is here the subtlety.
Yes. And it is natural, like every animal on the planet is looking for safety, looking for ease and comfort. and going away from danger and from uncomfortable. It's built in. That's our nature, natural. So that seeking is natural. It knows there is something there. This life with all these ups and downs and no break. It's not all, it's not everything. So we go on to looking for that something, which for me felt like looking for home. I had a glimpse what the home feels like, and then I was looking for home. So where was that home? So that's how my seeking started. Love,
Yeah.
joy, and everything.
Yeah, exactly. I when I back now, I didn't know that I was seeking. I didn't know. There was something which was striving, but I didn't know that I was seeking. Later on, there was this, oh, I was seeking for something, seeking for the end of suffering.
Yes, another thing about expectations that the mind has an idea how this awakening, or in your language, whatever that is, enlightenment, would look like. It has an image because it's read so many books and saw so many people speaking about this wonderful state.
Yeah.
And perhaps there was a glimpse of that as well in experience where for 2 minutes or 3 days, everything was flowing smoothly, no resistance, everything was well. It felt like heaven. So this glimpse only hooks us to look for it because we know that it's possible. But the mind has ideas that this should come back in that form, and it will never be in the same form. It's like letting go of the past, of the memory.
Yeah. And everything which comes, like whatever is happening, whatever glimpse is there or realization or recognition, is dismissed because it doesn't match what mind expected to be. Like, oh, it was not the same. It was not like it was, or it is not like someone else shared. It is. So I have so many folks reporting that this, like, yeah, I felt something, but yeah, everyone says that there should be a lot of laughter, or let's say people are saying there will be so much I don't know what, I don't know. I mean, laughter comes as a first thing, and because there was no laughter in this experience, they say, so it's not it.
That's right. You say people are looking for experience.
Yeah.
Because it seems that it's a never-ending experience, forever after.
Yeah.
But there is no never-ending experiences. It's the nature of experiences to change. It's impermanent.
Yeah.
And it looks in all different ways. It's not just joy, it can be horror. But underneath all these experiences, there is something that is here, that is always present. And the mind cannot grasp that. So it keeps looking for an experience when it really should relax and see what is here besides all these experiences. So it's literally not what the mind thinks.
Yeah.
Not what the thoughts are saying. So all these expectations are in the world of thoughts, in the world of concepts, but it's not that.
Yeah, these are fairy tales, wishful thinking. This is wishful thinking, fairy tales. And something from this fairy tale may happen, mostly like won't happen. Because it is never how thoughts or mind is imagining to be. And I like what you've said about reading books and watching videos. This is amazing. Like we all do that. But sooner or later, this drops, and that's the time when the looking at experience should start, because as long as I'm looking videos of how someone else experiencing whatever is this, this is how I build more expectations on the top of this, the old which were here already. And this is how I build. I recognize that. I noticed that this is the reason for which I stopped recording videos with people after the first initial shift. Yeah, because so many people are building expectations, looking these videos and saying, yeah, look how she or he experienced, and this is not happening for me. But I want this to happen for me as well. It's a tricky game.
What I notice is like before seeing, during seeing.
Yes, and after. Yeah.
After
After seeing, everything makes sense before.
Yes.
And during
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yes. So there are two descriptions. There is one before and there is one after. So when we watch videos on YouTube, we usually watch after. And from the seeker's perspective, that is unattainable. You can't understand it. It seems that there is something to do to get there.
Yeah.
And because the experience is not like these people describe it, then it's automatically a doubt that what I see is right. What my experience showing me is exactly what it is.
Yeah. And the truth is that what is happening here is the only valid and truth at the moment, how it is appear. I mean, your experience is totally, absolutely, undeniably valid. How could there be any wrong here? Like, there is nothing wrong here. When we start trusting what's showing up in our own direct experience, this is where the magic happens.
So we can either live in a magic of dreams and illusions and projections and ideas and concepts, how this should be, that's an illusion. Or we can step out of that and have a hard look at reality, accept everything, allow everything, find out what resistances there are so they can resolve. And then and then you can describe from the second side in your own words. But these sides, like the second side, the one sharing from seeing, it knows the seeker side of perception, but you cannot describe it so that the seeker could get it in any way. Because from this side, there is something here in between that is not allowing to see it from this side. And this crossing the gate, this gate of liberation and this process is about that line that needs to be crossed to be able to describe from this side. But at this line, you have to leave everything behind, all the expectations and all the fears. You can't take them with you.
Yeah, because they are in the way. They are pulling back, seemingly pulling
That is
back.
the wall.
Yeah.
That is the wall.
The gate. Yeah, the gate. I have noticed how when I point something like that, and there are probably depending on conditioning, I don't know, but fear arises here when you point out that leave everything, like leave everything. It's not serving, it's not helping. And there is something which is like, oh no, I want my videos, I want to read my books, I want to keep my quotes. I want that. So the invitation here is just leave it for a while, even for 1 hour. Yeah, it feels that it's hard to drop those, but it's not. Actually, it feels pleasant after a while.
Because if you live in an illusion and you don't know that you live in an illusion, sooner or later it's going to explode. Sooner or later it's gonna go to shreds.
Yes. in one or another way.
Yes, maybe in a very painful way. But those illusions have to be challenged. So if I know that I live in an illusion, why would I like to keep it? Like, what's good from that illusion?
Yeah, there is this seemingly safety ground, or illusionary safetiness there, security, like a bubble, like a bubble.
Yes, yes, precisely. It's an illusion of safety. That's it. It's only that illusion of safety. But the good news is that we don't need an illusion of safety. We can check and see and experience right here, right now, in this moment, and check for that safety. It's already here. It's already safe. And it's not an illusion. You can see. No imminent danger.
Yeah.
Nothing is after me. With the roof. They're closed. There's food in the fridge. Right here, right now. I mean, ants are here, but they are not scary.
Yeah, right here, right now, there is no danger.
No danger.
It's good. It's safe.
And these expectations that come, they are about future safety, or an idea of future safety. Yeah, I noticed that, when we feel unsafe, then we want to control the outcome.
Yeah.
It's like first you need to feel unsafe, then the control kicks in. No control, wanting to control. There's no control.
Yeah.
But the wanting to control can be really ugly. So releasing these expectations and hopes for happy future is also a release of control, or wanting to control, or need to control.
I was having just yesterday a meeting with a friend, and he shared how the seeing of the illusion of control happened on the airport. he was traveling from somewhere and lost the connection, and there was a lot of drama, like and suddenly he said, I was like, but first, this is not personal, and second, there is nothing I can do. But not now. There is nothing I can do, literally, like all the time. It's not just like that, like today. And also he shared how laughter came, because when it's seen through, of course, you just start laughing at your own illusion, or like, it's not stupidity. I won't say that it is stupidity, but it's childish like. Like when child believes in Santa, or I don't know, in Cinderella. And he said, and I was walking at the airport, and all these people who were angry, who were agitated, who were like, who blame the company, who blame everyone. And I was just walking there completely at peace. Oh my goodness. So life graciously constantly presents, like, offers the opportunity, so much opportunity to look through that.
Good story about your friend.
Yeah, very good story. Yeah.
Well, the mind is used to, or trained to, project into the future. We need that in a way. Like, we need to make plans. It's part of human experience, part of how we live in the social situations. Yeah, but plans and expectations are a different thing. Plan and hope is a different thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through the list that we have on Liberation and Beach.
Let's go to see.
This is not a way to escape your daily life. Have you escaped your daily life?
Now I can see how there was not only escaping daily life, but there was a as if I was constantly separating daily life from I don't know what is that awakening state, whatever I was thinking it was. There was a constant dividing into two different parts, things. This is my daily life, and this is the path or the journey. I'm sorry, but not. Yeah.
Yeah, daily life is daily life.
It can be escaped.
Simple, it's always there. Okay, this is not about gaining something extra and becoming something special. Oh, that's a good one. I want to become something special, like a Superman.
Yeah, awakened one.
Yeah, or Buddha. Or Supreme Being. Or fifth dimension, I like that one.
Yeah, or to be above, like to not be touched by, if we again we take a look at the first one, the daily life. I'm untouchable from what's going on here. I'm somewhere here, and what's happening in the daily life? Nonsense. That's nothing. No. Yeah, of course not.
Yes, and there is no becoming special. We're already unique. That is enough.
Special.
This life is showing up as this unique expression, and that is not special in any way. But everyone is unique.
But uniqueness is not special. Like there is no specialness in uniqueness. Or we could say that in a way every unique expression is special, but not more special than anyone else. Something like that.
Yes. 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 And their expressions, their descriptions of their special events and states. Yeah, it's there, and it's not special.
Yeah.
For me, it is secondhand experience, secondhand description of somebody else's experience, which I cannot taste. I don't know what it's like. I don't know what happened before or after. I just have a vague idea in my head. So these people, special people on YouTube that are sharing their scene from the second side, they're not special. And the experience is not special.
Exactly.
No. Okay, the next one is, this is not about cultivating an altered state of consciousness.
I don't know why this makes me laugh. From experience, like if I share from experience, there was no expectation to cultivate something. What was that? The altered state of consciousness. Yeah, I was struggling with the word consciousness before. Like I was not. There was no belief that there is something special called consciousness or something in which I can abide. But I've noticed that here and there while I'm guiding people, there is this wish again to elevate, to become something like a special consciousness, whatever.
Or stay in this blissful state forever after. 24/7.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, like a Ramana. This example constantly is presenting. I don't know why. Like Ramana, for example, Ramana was like that. he was experiencing 24/7 that. Yeah, but how do you know that? I mean, is this your experience? Like, is this coming from experience? Or like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yes, and yes, there is that lighter state of being. Absolutely. But it requires a lot of work. Also, work meaning that everything that is in the way of that has to be looked at and resolved. So all these old conditionings, they don't disappear just because you know it's happening by itself. Yeah. So old conditionings have to be addressed. Old stories have to be seen and healed and let go. then there is lightness. Yes, there is more peace, there is space, but it's not happening because of seeing this no self or having a realization that everything is happening, that there is no doer.
Yeah, this is also one of the big ones, that once I see through the illusion, and there will be like all the conditioning will be swept away.
Okay.
Good luck.
Interesting. Okay, this is a trick of the mind, or twisting the mind into believing certain thoughts.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Mind has this tendency. What we call mind, this energy has the tendency, and it's twisted itself somehow. And so, yeah, it's not mind work. When mind is not in the way, this is it. Mind is a beautiful, beautiful tool, amazing tool. I mean, but for that, it's not needed. It can rest.
This is not about gaining a particular bit of knowledge. Yes, it's not about gaining something from out there that somebody else has. It's about looking within, asking the right question, finding your own answer. So it's kind of opposite of gained knowledge. It's letting go of gained knowledge and realizing that within there is knowing.
Yeah,
And
prior
it's not
to
the
any
same
knowledge.
as knowledge.
Yeah, this is prior to any knowledge which, and this is where the mind, this is one of the traps there where the mind falls, like, oh, when I learn that, when I eventually understand that, no, it's here, already is here. Just what's in the way, and it flourishes.
Yes. Yes. And I like these three questions I often ask. Do you need to know anything in order to be? Like right here and now, you are. Do you need to know anything in order to be?
Of course not.
And are you doing anything in order to be? Do you need to do anything in order to be? And do you need to hold on to being as if, it can slip away or can be taken away? You need to survive in order to be. So the mind thinks that it needs some knowledge, but it really needs to look at these three questions deeply and find out what is experiencing, what is true in your beingness.
And actually mind learns, not learns, but it relaxes, and then it can serve and help. This is its primary, like, most important job, so to speak, to help support the experience, not to be in the way of the experience.
It's true. It doesn't want to be in the way of experience. He wants to do its job. He wants to be helpful.
Yeah.
But sometimes it looks like it needs a permission to let go of all that is no longer working, all the old, all the crap, of all that is not useful in a way, or even damaging, or self-sabotage, all that. Okay, next one is, this is not about becoming holy, good, moral, or better person. Oh, that's a heavy one.
Yeah.
Heavy one to let go.
Yeah.
Because if I awaken, if I get awakened, I will be so nice, and everyone will recognize me as nice.
Yeah.
Good person.
For holy one.
Perfection.
Yeah. This is where probably social conditioning kicks in also. Like I don't know, many of us, probably most, if not all, we are just conditioned like that. until it doesn't matter if how the others are perceiving you. Yeah, this is a big one. This is a big one.
It's one of the three main wants in humans. Like main ones are wanting safety, out of that wanting control. The third one is wanting acceptance, wanting to be loved, wanting validation. Yeah. So this holiness is disguised. I need to be validated. I need to be seen as good, seen as perfect, perceived as lovable.
Yeah.
And the key here is to see that wanting to be perceived by others is trying to fill the hole within, the emptiness within, but the others, they cannot fill that hole because that hole is waiting for own acceptance, or own self-love. Yeah. Only then it feels complete and whole. It's self-sufficient. But when we seek validation from others, if they give that validation, what it does, it gives the permission to accept myself. If you say I'm good, that means like, oh, somebody else says I'm good, maybe I can allow myself to feel I'm good. Yeah. Yeah. So that not enoughness, not enough love, not enough acceptance, not enough self-love, it's always expressing itself as wanting to be validated by others or loved by others. Yeah. And that wanting to be a better person is like a different word for this dynamics. Yeah. That's what I see.
Yeah, exactly. And also, what I have noticed is sometimes there are certain things there, like trauma, like we've been traumatized. When we were young and there was no proofs, like we were looking for a proof, but somehow some of us, we didn't receive that unconditional unconditional love from our closest ones. So somehow that needs to be looked at, probably also, like looked with acceptance, love, healed.
Yeah. But I call that inner child work. You really need to give all the love that the little child inside is still craving. Yes, that's how you become a holy, good, better person.
Yeah.
By loving that inner child, but not by achieving enlightenment.
Yes.
Okay. This is not a belief, a religion, or a philosophy. It's not magical or mystical.
Definitely it's not a belief. Because you don't have to believe. Belief is equal to thought. Belief is a thought. Magical, mystical. Yes, some folks are keen to that. To these precious magical and mystical experiences. And of course, when we know that when someone is so desperately wanting that, somehow mind creates that experiences. It's like a projection, yes. Right? Whether during the dream or daydreaming, I don't know. But it's not like that. It's not a philosophy. It's not a mystical experience. It's not something which comes and goes, because all experiences comes and goes.
Yes. Well, for me, it just sums up to just one word: sanity. Like when you see what it is as it is, you are sane. So it's coming back to sanity out of delusion, imagined reality.
Yeah, or sobriety.
It's not mystical.
Yeah, you get sober. Yeah, like there is like, oh.
Yeah. Okay, this is not going to lead you to eternal peace and happiness. It's not about happiness.
Yeah.
Happy ever after again.
Yeah, fairy tale.
Yes, it's not about happiness. It's about peace. It's about peace, because happiness comes and goes. peace is here underneath all the experiences. It's not coming or going. It's like silence in which sounds are happening. So it's peace in which all the turbulences, all the noises, all the experiences are happening.
Yeah. And of course, if when life presenting something, there must be, there are all kinds of experiences, sadness, grief, loss. Of course.
And this is not about freedom from emotions and intense feelings.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's interesting that some people expect that there will be freedom from unwanted feelings and or freedom from feeling emotions whatsoever. But surprise, surprise, you may start feeling more.
Yeah, it's quite the contrary, I would say. Quite the contrary. Like,
yes,
if something arises, it's so so much, so full on. I remember like the first probably few months, or yeah, I don't quite remember, but oh my goodness, it's like a wave. Oh, you cannot escape that. You cannot suppress that.
Yeah.
You cannot cut the emotions from the experience.
And in a way, seeking is what drives seeking is the wanting to get rid of unwanted emotions, unpleasant emotions. Like bypassing the emotional pain and getting into the blissful pain.
Yeah, when there is no why to feel anything. I also hear that sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, there is no why. There is no why. So there is no why. There is no why to feel that. And yeah, see how days are flowing. Is there ease, joy, peace? Or there is no one conditioned. No problem.
Yeah, that's wonderful denial.
Yeah, good luck.
Let's deny experience. Yeah. It's gonna stop. If I deny it enough, it will end. I'll believe myself into not feeling emotions because there is no why to feel emotions.
Yeah. This is how a new belief can be not transformed, but yeah, you start believing something else, and yeah, this belief may stay longer until it becomes unbearable to delude yourself more. But yeah, you can live like that
for a while.
Yeah, for a while or for a long, it depends. I've seen that.
This is not about getting rid of self, ego, I. I want to get rid of I.
Yeah.
I want to get rid of I.
Yeah.
How do I do that?
Yeah. And
they
once,
said they don't have the ego.
Yeah. And once I get rid of that, then what a life is going to be. Yeah, there is nothing at the first place. This is the trick. But hearing that is not serving. It should be experienced to see that there is, from the beginning, there was nothing there. It's just conditioning patterns. Circulating around an imaginary something.
Yeah, first the mind creates an image. Then it protects the image from being found out that it's an image.
Yes.
So
And
if
then
it's found out that it's an image only.
Yeah, and then it's trying
the game
to.
is over.
But the very mind is trying to find that there is no image.
Yes, but don't go there. Don't go there. You can go inquire around it, but don't look directly at it because it's the game over. So the ego doesn't want to kill the ego. It wants to survive.
Yeah. And
in the mind.
And this is how all the practices are built, probably. Not that they're wrong, nothing wrong with the practices. They can be very helpful. But yeah, let's go do this and that, explore, but not look directly.
Yeah, and for those who are trying to get rid of ego, it's kind of disappointing that there is nothing to get rid of.
Yeah. Yeah.
How can you get rid of nothing? Or how can you get rid of something that is not there? But that search is saying, I need to find something to get rid of. And that's the very thought that it needs to be rid of.
Yes. Yes.
Seem true. This is not a solution to problems in relationships.
Mm.
No, it's not.
No, it's not a solution to anything.
This is not a way to get free of depression and other diseases.
Mm.
Hmm.
You know,
Well, some people get the happy face, the honeymoon for a while.
yeah, or for long. And also it is again related with conditioning. Yeah, if life in general is lighter and easier, it can stay like that, can be like that, or not.
Yeah. At some point, the cleaning up process kicks in big time, and it can be very painful.
Yeah.
This is not about stopping thoughts, changing thoughts, getting rid of thoughts.
Also, not big one, but very often I meet that very often. Yeah, there is no way to get rid of thoughts. Cannot be. No one can get rid of thoughts. It's just the seeing that thoughts are empty and they are just describing. They're not authority. There is no authority there. This is what seems to make the narrative lighter. It goes, it continues flowing, narrating, doing its job.
Yes.
And in a way, maybe, because thoughts are also supporting the experience, like everything is supporting the experience, what's here. And when it's clear, somehow thoughts also are changing a little bit, not, or maybe not so little bit. Like they can become not so harmful, not so self-judgmental. They can change, they can transform. But not because
right.
but not because I said that, not because I changed my thoughts and I can stay 1 hour or 1 day thinking only positive things. No, not because that.
No, thoughts change by themselves.
Yeah, that's
That's
natural.
where attention is going, the thoughts are describing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not about getting rid of thoughts. Thoughts are part of experience.
Definitely.
And they remain an experience, and there's nothing to do about that.
Yeah, definitely.
This is not a way to make the story of you disappear. That sounds like amnesia.
Yeah. Yeah, suddenly I will wake up and there will be no story of me.
It can be if you hit by your heart. Something happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not about the story disappearing. The story is fine. Yeah, and this awakening and seeing has got nothing to do about changing the story. It's underneath all the stories. Recognition of that which is space for these stories to come and go. And if story changes, great. If not, we need some work. But it's not an instant thing.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not about convincing you of anything.
Yeah. No one is trying to convince you in anything. If there is a deep longing, so this is the pointer. Follow that longing.
Yes, if you're not ready to see, to look for yourself, no one can convince you to do that.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to pierce the bubble of delusions and illusions, if you're right, you can stay in that. There is freedom to experience life from all kinds of perspectives. But when you get the bug to find out the truth, no matter what, when there is that readiness, no matter what.
Readiness is probably the main thing.
Yes, yes. And I think the other word for readiness is having enough courage to doubt your current belief system. It's courage to doubt the mind. It's saying, okay, there is something there that is not at ease. Okay, there may be something to see there that is not working, no matter what. This is not something that will lead you to accumulation of money and things.
Again, like not personal, daily life of things which I want to change in my daily life. It's not about that.
It's not. This is not a self-improvement program.
No. Because there is no self to improve, but yeah.
Yeah, there is also freedom to go on a self-improvement programs. Why not? You know, you want to be fit physically, go to the gym. Gonna be fit mentally, you go and train your mind. Concentration or meditation, whatever practices. But this awakening is not that. This is not about getting rid of or changing physical pain.
Yes.
Yeah, pain is pain. It's more about allowing that pain to be here as it's seen to be happening by itself, like making peace with it, dropping the hope that it will change.
Yeah, exactly.
It's easier when you see that you're not doing it, that it's not your fault. It's not your doing, that you're not responsible for it. That it's something that is arising. So maybe it changes the perception of pain or relationship with pain. But it's not about getting rid of it, changing it.
Yeah, and when there is no, how to say, physical pain and mental pain are different, like mental suffering or real pain, physical pain. These two are different. And when there is if there is a physical pain, it cannot be denied, like it's there. But this here, like suffering from here, absolutely can be released. We don't need that. We don't, absolutely not don't need that.
That was the end of the list. But we can talk about what else you would like to mention. Of course, it's not the whole list of every people's expectation.
Let me see something from the last few days, if something will come up with expectation. Maybe this list is amazing, actually, amazing.
Years ago, we did that with like a group of people. Everyone were putting suggestions, and then we made a list out of that. So literally, losing expectations is becoming hopeless, which may sound like a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because hope is so precious. Like you need to have hope.
No matter what.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody is ill and they are healing after surgery or something, yes, that hope is supporting. can help somebody with that, putting your hope. Why not? But the hope that drives us to search for happy ever after, that hope is no good. It's taking away from what is here. So
Yeah,
when you become hopeless, you can start seeing the reality as it is.
yeah,
And it's not as bad as mind
it's telling.
expects it to be. Mhm.
And hope also constantly sending us in future, like in somewhere else, not here. Tomorrow, tomorrow, better tomorrow, better tomorrow. Oh,
Yeah. Or he will change one day.
yeah,
Or my mom was going to appreciate me one day. It's all hope. It's so ingrained in our psyche, like human experience. But then, okay, if you look at nature, you look at the tree needs hope.
mm.
The sea operates with hope. Like hope when you drop all the leaves in the autumn. I hope so.
I hope so. Okay, good luck. Good luck.
And then the leaves drop. I did this. Oh, now I can relax because there are no more leaves.
Mm.
Yeah, but there is something pressing from inside. I hope the new leaves are going to come. Yeah, in nature, there is no hope. You're just doing what you do. Pattern, the clean pattern of existence, natural order.
Exactly. No hope is involved. Hope is a mental fabrication. I think it's a human thing. We invent that. Animals, they don't have that. No cat is hoping. A cat is just coming and living its best life.
Now, in the present.
Exactly. It doesn't hope for a better future. Yeah. That's why we are so drawn to animals subconsciously, because this is what we longed for. We long to live like that.
Yeah. Like a bird comes in and sings a song and is not hoping for audience or needs anything to be
Yes.
accepted about him. Just sings the song and bye-bye.
Yes.
Yeah, but the human says, if I sing the song, I'll get approval.
Yeah.
I hope they will notice me. Right? So in everything.
Mm.
So looking at expectations is stripping the hope away.
And it may feel scary. It may just feel like that in the beginning, but it's not. Actually, it opens up so much space.
Yeah. It's like taking glasses of hopium away, seeing the reality first time.
Yes.
Without hopium.
Yeah.
Hope addicts. Yep. And with the expectations, it's easier said than done. Of course, we can talk about this, but unless you look in your own experience and dig for them, just one by one, all these shoulds and shouldn'ts, yeah, then they're not gonna go away. And there are certain expectations that are in no touch zone, like everything else can go, but not this. This is what I'm going to get from this awakening, and don't even question that. This is it. These are the ones to look at. The closest.
The closest ones, yeah, the most close, like the intimate ones. I also receive sometimes when someone just, there is this recognition, and then the report or the feedback is, yeah, I remember you told that, you pointed out, but there was no, and now I can see, of course, I was expecting so many things and nothing from that happened.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Well, it comes to mention that because of all these videos and a lot of people talking about their grand experience, grand awakening, fireworks, and, energetic releases, and all that kind of stuff, which is fine and it happens. people. But there is such a big expectation
Yeah.
that it should happen to me.
Yeah.
I never had this experience thereof. I don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't see that there is no I running the show because they never was announced like that. There was no big announcement, a medal, certificate,
Yes.
recognition,
Yeah.
a rush of energy. There wasn't. So that means it never happened. And this is one of the expectations that are mostly in a way clarity.
Yeah, as long as I work in comparison my experience to other experiences. This is how I build expectation. This is why I stopped doing these videos. I realized how many expectations people are building. If people are coming and saying, "Oh, I saw that video," and yeah.
Okay, but your videos were very helpful for people to connect.
Yeah, to connect probably.
Yes,
course,
because
of course
somebody else had that kind of experience and they see somebody else
Yeah, it's not
talking
not,
about the same.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not denying like it
Mhm.
happened, like it couldn't be any other way, nor that I did something wrong or right. It's just happened. Yeah, but I just know, like the energy now flows in a different way, and there is more curiosity to explore things after the so-called shift, like how life
Mhm.
flows after 1 year, 2 years, 5
Mhm.
years, 10 years. And yeah, and reflecting like that also. So much joy here.
Yeah. For me, it's important in any video if the speaker, somebody there that is explaining about what happened to them, are pointing to your own experience.
Mm.
Because if they don't, then you miss a chance to look.
Yeah. It just becomes a nice story, a good story.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm.
So how it is to be hopeless?
Well, quite pleasant, I would say. Sometimes pleasant, sometimes yeah, it's okay. Hopeless is okay. Hopeless means anything can happen, and there is excitement in that. It's not fear. Oh my goodness, anything can happen. Oh, it's so exciting when you don't expect, when there is no hope, there is a space opens up for infinite, huge, like infinite, innumerable possibilities. Literally anything can happen. Good, bad, doesn't matter.
Yes. And then there is an element of magic in that.
Yeah.
So, but it's not like life becomes magical. It's that you have eyes to see the magic when you're looking at reality rather than trying to fit reality into the mind's created image of reality. The actual magic is so much richer and more interesting and wow than
Yeah.
any mind's imagination.
Yeah.
So yes, losing hope, it seems like a loss, but it's not really a loss because it's a prison of having to try to pull and push reality into some kind of frame. But if you take that frame off and everything opens, and it's already here, and it's always been here, there is nothing to find, nothing to achieve, nothing to become. It's already this.
Yeah.
And the question is that enough? Is that enough?
And from here, a dance can happen, a movement, dance, play here, from here, not in the frame, but like that.
Yeah. Letting go of safety net.
Mm, mm. Mm. Oh, so good. Feels so good to reflect like that. Yeah, completely different world, I would say. Completely different. The same and yet different.
Yes.
Different
It's
yet
the
the
same
same.
world, it looks different.
Yeah.
Feels different, smells different.
Hmm.
Okay, well, I want to finish by saying, if you need help, whoever is watching, if you need help to look at your expectations and whatever else is in the way of clarity, please come to Liberation Unleashed and apply for a free account. And somebody will come and give you questions to work with. It's your job to work with. Nobody else can do that for you. And if you want my help, you can find me on my website, ilanasniper.com. And if you want Luciana's help, you can find Luciana where?
Awakeningawakened.com. But if you put it in the description, it will be better because it's a very long. I don't know why we decided that name. Anyhow, Awakening Awakened.
Okay, wonderful. Like, comment, and share with a friend. Who knows who will hear this message and gets rid of their hope and become hopeless explorers of reality.
I like that.